Hello, this is my story about how I healed an imbalance that I had in my body, and I am amazed that I was able to heal this imbalance when the West calls it a dysfunction, and I looked at it as an imbalance from Eastern philosophies and did a lot of research, and it just naturally healed, and I didn't even anticipate it or anything. It just healed, and it was really just a miracle, and I'd love to share that story with you. Thanks. This is a story of my very limited knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine. It's a story about what I call my fire-water imbalance that happened about 10 years ago or so. I had extremely dry eyes out of nowhere, it seemed, and I eventually went to an eye doctor, and they said that I had meibomian gland dysfunction, and I didn't like this at all, and so I did tons of research on it, and I was able to reframe it as an imbalance in my system, and I was able to heal that imbalance. So one of the beliefs that I hold that serves me is that the body can heal from anything, and does heal from everything. And I wanted to share some of the things that I learned in that science experiment on myself. So what I would do with lots and lots of research is actually very simple, to warm up the meibomian glands in the morning with a face towel with just warm, not hot, but warm water, and then wringing it out and placing that on over my eyes for about 4 minutes. And then later on, I also added putting cold water right after I was done with that, really cold water on the face towel, and then wringing that out and placing that on my face, so my eyes are getting the sensation of warm, and warming up the meibomian glands and kind of melting away anything that happened overnight. And then the cold just feels good and stops the eyelids if they're itchy from the warmth. So I would do this every morning and every night, and then wash my face after this, and then rinse my eyes out with an eye cup with filter water in both eyes, just one eye cup full, and putting one eye in there, and then moving, like looking around in the water in the eye cup, and then doing the same thing on the other eye. And I found that this helped a great deal as well for eye health and everything. And so in this journey, I discovered that the omega-3s from wild-caught salmon are really instrumental in creating balance in your body. And over time, they accumulate, and they will help heal your eyes if they are dry. And I found this firsthand. I didn't know that this was happening with the healing. I didn't know that it was healing this imbalance until just one day I woke up and I didn't need the things that I was doing. Like little layers were being of the routine that I was doing were I didn't need to do them anymore. One of them I found was I love these sunglasses. It's from Ziena, and they have these dry eye glasses, and I'll put I'll write it out in the description of the video. And these are really helpful keeping the moisture in. Surprisingly, one of the recommendations, obviously, one of the recommendations is to use eye drops. Oasis is a really good one for dry eye, or just other, eye drops. But I chose not to use eye drops. I didn't want to. When I was growing up, I would use allergy eye drops all the time. So I wanted to go a different route. So this is part of my story to share with you, to inspire you if you like these ideas to incorporate with your healing journey. I would use the glasses-Ziena glasses to create moisture around in my eyes. Just by having them on, they kind of lock in moisture. And in the climate that I live in, it's very dry. So this is really helpful if I'm on a bike or it's smoky outside. But the sides are, the sunglasses have a silicone edge to them, and that can be taken off, and then you can wash that and everything. But as far as peripheral vision goes, when you're wearing those sunglasses, you have to be really careful and move your head a lot so you aren't, missing out on some of the peripheral vision while you're wearing them. But if you're, in your house or apartment and you have them on, they can really lock in moisture. Another thing that I would do is over time, doing the warm and cold compress in the morning and night, your Meibronian glands really get cleaned out just naturally, and it creates more of a balance just over time. The oils just flow more in your eyes. Blinking a lot is a natural way to get all the oils and all the nutrients back into your eyes. When your eyelids hit each other naturally, every time you blink, it creates the health that your eyes need. That seems so simple, but it's really important, especially when you're on a computer for hours, just to make sure you blink a lot. It's really important. And then there was a point where my imbalance was so bad that I would actually wear goggles. There's some goggles that I can put in the description at nighttime, because when I woke up, my eyes were so dry because they're not blinking. And sometimes you can accidentally sleep with your eyes open, like just a tiny bit, and it's just enough to dry them out. So at night, I would put those goggles on instead of using eye drops, which would have been easier. I would put these goggles on and then just put a little bit of water in the goggle, and then it would hold the moisture in around my eyes, and that was really interesting. So I did that for months and months at night, and then while eating the fish, the salmon, wild-caught sustainable salmon and the wild black cod a few times a week, it just, all of a sudden I was like, wow, this is amazing. I don't need the goggles at night. And then I started noticing that the imbalance I was balancing out. I didn't even know this would happen. It was like a miracle. And I didn't need those goggles at night. I still liked using the Ziena sunglasses, though, when I went out on my bike and stuff like that. But then maybe 5 years later, I didn't really need those either. And to this day, now my eyes are very oily, and the imbalance has gone away. I don't have to use eye drops. I don't have to use anything, any goggles or those Ziena sunglasses. I don't have to use those anymore. I just use I like wraparound glasses to make sure, or sunglasses to make sure that I don't get anything in my eyes, because my eyelids are extremely sensitive and my eyes are very sensitive. My corneas are extremely thick, so all the nerve endings are in there, and like with everyone's eyes, but with mine they're particularly very sensitive. I can feel everything really careful, easy and everything. And I look at that as a gift, because now that I had this experience, which I consider completely healed, the imbalance is gone. And I didn't look at it as a dysfunction like the West likes to call it, but I looked at it as an imbalance. And I consider myself healed, and I wanted to share this miracle with you, that you can do anything and you can heal yourself. I am not a medical doctor, and so this is not medical advice. This is just inspirational story of something that can happen. And if you believe it, and that is a belief that makes you feel good, then I encourage you to adopt this belief as well. The body heals everything. Thank you.